No? Happy in the back?
Yeah.
Excellent. Right, let's get going then. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is set the taxi light to the on position, or auto in this case. Lovely. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to set the altitude, the runway heading. Okay, so the runway heading is 090. That's it, lovely. Okay, so the altitude that we're going to initially climb to is 3,000 feet. So if you could set 3,000 in there for me. Excellent, lovely. And are you any good at maths?
Yeah.
Yep, lovely. Okay, so our V2 speed, which is 145, okay, we're going to do 145 plus 15.
160.
160, lovely. So that's going to go in this box here for me. Excellent. You're then going to arm the auto throttle switch for me. Lovely. Turn your flight director on, and we're going to select LNAV and VNAV for me. Excellent. Lovely.
There's a plane in front at the moment.
There is indeed.
So, I didn't realise it simply adds an AI. It does.
It certainly does indeed. Right, so we're just going to wait for him to disappear.
Looks like that's a Vueling plane.
It does look Vueling, yeah, indeed. Do you know where they're based?
Somewhere. I don't know the airline that well, but I know it's a main European low-cost airline.
Yeah, it's Spanish low-cost airline. Yeah.
They don't appear as much in the UK, but in a lot of Europe they do appear. It's more like because UK is just Ryanair, EasyJet half the time.
Yeah, indeed. Right, okay, so the next thing we're going to do is set the flaps, okay? So you're just going to gently lift this lever up, okay, and bring it back to the number 5 position for me. That's it, lovely, excellent. Okay, we're going to set the auto brake to RTO for me. Okay, these two switches here that are underneath the blue lights, you're just going to flick both of those forward for me. That's it, lovely, and then flick the APU switch to off. Excellent, lovely, okay. So that is the aircraft ready. So that aircraft is now gone. So what we'll do is we'll get us lined up on the runway, okay? And then I will demonstrate to you what it is that where I'm looking for takeoff, okay? Okay, so the taxi light can go off and the four landing lights can go on. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to give you control of the aircraft now. Okay, so the aircraft is all yours. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to place your right hand on the throttle just like that. Okay, you're going to advance it forward only a tiny bit, only about a couple of centimeters, nothing too much. Okay, that will get the aircraft rolling. Okay,
yes, and then you power more.
That's it. So what you're going to do is once the aircraft starts moving, you're going to go ahead and press either one of the two black buttons that are located just down here. Okay, so there's one on either side. Okay, yeah. The auto throttle will then kick in and take care of itself. Okay, so then you'll have both hands on the yoke. Okay, and then when I call out rotate, that is the point in which you're going to pull back and get the aircraft in the air. Okay, any questions before we get going?
No.
No, happy at the back?
Yeah.
Lovely. Right. Okay, so whenever you're ready. So keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Give it a decent push forward. That's it, keep going, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. There we go, that's it, hold it there. Okay, so you can see the aircraft now starting to roll, so you can go ahead and push one of those buttons. That's it, lovely. Okay, so both hands on the yoke then, the aircraft's now yours. Okay, and then once I call out rotate, that is the point in which you can pull back, okay? slowly back towards the middle. Excellent. How was that?
That's good.
Excellent. Right, okay, so just keep flying in this direction for a little while. Okay, right, so if you pass back control of the aircraft to me now, so you can relax for a second, okay? So going back to your display then, okay, so you can see the little black dot there in the middle.
Yes.
Okay, see the two pink lines that have appeared now on the screen.
Does it need to be at the pink lines?
It needs to be where the two pink lines meet, okay? So that is wherever the two pink lines meet in the middle, the little pink cross, okay, that is where I'd like you to keep that little black dot, okay? So you'll constantly have to move it around. The sim does use real world weather, okay? So it is a little bit windy out there at the moment, okay? So essentially all you have to do is keep that black dot in the middle of the pink cross, okay? So let's see how you get on with that. Okay, and we're just going to climb up a little bit higher now.
So it's all about just turning the yoke slightly?
Yeah, I can't tell you how much to put in.
It varies on the weather?
It varies on the weather, yeah.
Right, need to go.
So we're going to push all the way, push forwards for me. That's it. Never done it before to be able to do it straight away. It does take a lot of practice. Okay, so this is the reality of being a pilot.
Yeah.
There is a lot of sitting up here, not doing a great deal. Okay, but what we're going to do is to actually get us doing something. Okay, we're going to do it slightly differently. Okay, so I know that we've set the altitude down to 2,000. Okay, but what I want you to do is now to set that to 12,000 for me.
So instead of 2,000, 12,000?
12,000, yeah. Okay, so we're going to start descending ever so slightly early. Okay, we're going to select level change for me. Okay, so what that's going to do now is it's going to bring back the throttles. Okay, and it is going to lower the nose, and we're going to start descending at about 320 knots. Okay, so then let me know when we get to 20,000. Let me know when we get to 12,000 feet. Okay. See just out the window through this set of clouds here, just the northern coast of France at the moment.
Well, obviously we don't quit. Obviously this isn't a long flight, so it's not going to be the Channel is not even far from they're not even far from where Calais is. So.
No, that's right. Yeah. So literally, if there were no clouds, we would actually be able to see England from up here.
Yes.
How do you think he's doing so far?
He's doing very well, much better than I would do.
He's got very good hand-eye coordination. Excellent. So we should start going into clouds probably around about the 20,000 feet mark, maybe a bit lower.
Yeah. I know we're not far from it. We're about 23 odd now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So actually, probably about 15,000, I would say, looking out the window. Let's see what it's like anyway. Okay, so if we go back to this screen here, zoom out a little bit. Okay, so you see this green arc?
Yeah.
Okay, you might be able to see that it's moving further towards us, or closer to us, or further away from us. Okay, essentially that is where we're going to be on our flight plan at 12,000 feet. Okay, so that's giving us an idea of where we are actually going to end up at that altitude. Okay, so in about 20 miles or so, give or take, depending on the wind, that's where we'll be at 12,000 feet. Okay?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Right, we're not far from here at 20,000 feet now.
Excellent. Yeah, so 12,000 is the altitude that we want to go to. So we just make sure that the aircraft actually stops at 12,000 feet. So, what do you think of this so far then?
It's pretty good. It's a pretty good cockpit representation of the 737-800.
Yes, everything that you find in here
It's actually on the aircraft.
is in the real aircraft. Yes.
I'm turning towards the area now.
Clouds are actually a lot lower than I thought they were.
Yeah, the stuff must be fog then.
Quite possibly. We will see once we get there.
The Channel Islands area has been known to be quite foggy though.
Yeah, quite windy as well. Being that they're tiny little islands off the coast.
And it's not half of the Bay of Biscay either.
Yes,
Which is quite a windy area.
very windy area, especially for cruise ships.
Well, and ships in general.
Yes.
It's like and it is obviously going to affect the air overhead as well, technically as well.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Excellent.
So this area is more prone to turbulence than a lot of other areas.
Yeah. Right. Okay. What altitude are we at now?
14,700.
Lovely. Excellent.
Yeah, definitely not far from the clouds now. There is a bit of free breakthrough of the clouds.
Yeah. Excellent. That's 13,000.
Right, we're in the 12,000 now. There's the sign for we're approaching the altitude.
That is correct. Okay, so the throttles will now pick back up and the aircraft will level off at 12,000. Okay, so the next thing you can do is set that down to 2,000 for me. Just going to set that to there. Lovely. And we can go back into VNAV for me. No, that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine at this point. So what I do is, well, once we get to this point here, so once we get to TD, which is in approximately, what did I say, about 7.5 miles, okay, we're going to set the vertical speed down to -800 for me, okay?
That's what TD is.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
Not too far though, coming in pretty. It's like. Yeah, the clouds are definitely low. Like even at 12,000, they're still quite a way away.
Indeed.
Where's the TD gone? It's disappeared.
Yeah. So essentially, what I've done is I told the aircraft this is our current cruising altitude. Okay. So what it's actually done now is, if we zoom out on your map a little bit, our top of descent is now much further away. Okay. So we can increase our speed a little bit. So if you set our speed to 330. Excellent. Lovely.
I'm starting to see land now.
Okay, so once we start turning in a minute, okay, what I want you to do is go ahead and press the VOR lock button for me. Okay.
When they get to the turn point.
Yeah, so once the aircraft starts turning, VOR lock, okay? And that will pick up the centre line of the runway and keep us pointing in the right direction, okay? Yeah, a bit more cloud just come in. Zoom in on your map for you so you can see where we are. We're descend down to 5,000. So if you set 5,000 in the altitude for me, that's it. This time we're going to select vertical speed. Okay, and you're going to scroll the wheel upwards to -800.
That is a vertical speed point.
There we go, lovely, perfect. So in a minute we will disappear through all this cloud.
But actually see things. Well, I don't know actually. It might be foggy.
Depends on what the weather's like below us.
That's where we currently are on the map.
Okay, so we've got about 5 miles until we start turning round. Looks like it could actually be pretty clear down there. Set -1,000 in the altitude now, then in the vertical speeds. There we go, lovely. And we're going to set 4,000 in the altitude. That's it, lovely.
We're not far from the top of the descent now, but about there's the end of the turn.
Yeah, well, once we actually get around there, we won't worry about the top of descent anymore. Okay, so if we hit the VOR lock button for me, excellent. Approach button now. Okay, so that's now going to guide the aircraft down the glide slope down to the runway for us. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to slowly start bringing the speed back as well now. Okay, so in the speed, if you set that to 205 knots for me, the airport is directly in front of us at about 12 miles. Okay. So if we set the heading to 084 for me. Okay. Hopefully in about 1,000 feet or so we should be able to see some ground. Okay, and we're going to set the auto brake to the number 3 position for me. Excellent.
Yeah, there's a big difference between simulators and an actual proper one, because the normal Xbox like simulator just doesn't have auto brake.
Okay.
You literally just press a button and it slows it down.
Right.
And that actually makes landing a lot harder.
A lot harder, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to select flaps 1 for me. Excellent. Okay, and we're going to set the speed to 185 knots. Excellent. Okay, we can just about make it out. So we're going to go flaps 5 for me. And 165 knots. Excellent. Excellent. Right, okay, gear time now. Okay, so you're just going to lift it up out of the socket, okay, and pull it all the way down for me. That's it.
Landing there.
Lovely. There we go. Okay, we're going to go flaps 15. Lovely, and 155 knots. It's okay.
It's
Just a tiny bit over speed, but that's fine. There we go.
it's just gone under now.
There we go.
It's just the autopilot will stop it anyway.
Yeah.
It's just like.
Okay, so next thing, the aircraft's going to say 1,000. Okay, at the point the aircraft says 1,000, you're going to tap this button here twice for me. It will disconnect the autopilot. Okay, and then you'll come in and do the landing.
1,000.
Okay, there we go. Press it twice. There we go. That's it. Excellent.
So I have control now.
You have control of the aircraft. Yeah. Okay, so you can carry on following your pink line for a moment, okay, until we can actually see the runway. Okay, just pull back for me. Pull back. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. Keep pulling.
Wide
There
slope.
we go. That's it.
Wide slope. Wide
There we go.
slope.
So can you see the runway out the window now?
5.
Directly in front of us. Okay. So that's what I want you to concentrate on now, is the actual runway itself. Okay, out the window.
Minimums 400.
There we go.
300.
Keep pulling it back
200.
for me. Keep pulling, 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 keep pulling.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Perfect. And push forward.
Let me just get it on centre.
There we go. How was that?
That was good. There's the wind's definitely pushing the plane sideways a lot though.
It is indeed. Right, I'm just going to bring it off to the edge of the runway for us. Excellent. So how do you think you did for that?
Pretty good. Pretty good. It was definitely it's definitely foggy. It's definitely cloudy in Guernsey, so it's definitely windy.
It is indeed.